There are a total of 21 Geometry Dash levels, and there is a wide range of differences in these levels. And today we are going to be seeing what is the most liked Geometry Dash level in the community. So I surveyed my community and asked them what is the best level. Now I did this on a scale of 1 to 5 and listed every single Rob Top level. These results are very interesting, and actually, I'm very surprised by some of them. So today, we're going to be looking over what is truly the best Geometry Dash level. If you guys enjoy this video, consider subscribing, and I will do more content like this, and I would really appreciate it because my goal is to hit 2,000 before the end of August. Coming in at the 21st spot is Can't Let Go with an average score of 2.29. Now, I think I know why people don't like this level, and it's because the black part at the end is really, really boring and bland, and honestly, I don't like it either, and I know a lot of people don't, so that doesn't give me a huge surprise, and neither does the 20th spot, Time Machine. This comes at a ranking of 2.41. The backwards portals are not used at all, really, anymore, and there's a lot of them in this level, and overall it's just kind of a boring level, and it's just at the time Rob Top was adding a lot of 3 spikes in their levels, but that's just not how you make a level difficult, and at the time I don't think he knew that. Coming in at 19 is XStep with an average score of 2.88. Now, this actually ties with 2 other levels that I'll get to in a second, but XStep is the first insane level that Rob Top came out with, and honestly, it's a little bit boring, but I wouldn't say it's the worst level. And the one that came in 18th, tied with XStep with the same average of 2.88, is Base After Base. Now, this is similar to Can't Let Go with having a very boring black part, but it's not as long as the Can't Let Go one. And I guess that explains why it's just slightly higher than Can't Let Go. Dry Out with another tie at 2.88. And this one I'm not really sure about. I'm not a big fan of Dry Out, but I would think it's more in the middle. I thought it would be higher up on this list, but it comes at an average of 2.88. Cycles is at an average of 3.06. So we're getting into the 3, so this means that people are liking these levels more than they dislike them. Cycles this introduces the ball, so it's a pretty influential level because the ball is a very used game mode in Geometry Dash. And it's not too bad of a level. I just think that it could be improved. Once again, this is a time where Rob Top was adding a lot of 3 spikes, which is kind of dumb. Polar Geist comes in at an average of 3.12, and this introduces the orb, literally one of the most used mechanics in the game. It's kind of just an introductory level. I would say the first like 10 levels or so are just introducing game modes and stuff like that. They're not really too much of a challenge or anything, so kind of explains why it's near the middle. Geometrical denominator 3.29. I thought this would actually be lower because no one likes the robot. It is just unreliable and it doesn't really make sense, but it does come out at 3.29 as an average. Stereo Madness also comes in at a tie with a 3.29. I thought this would be at the very bottom because, I mean, it's a boring level. This is the introduction to the game, but it's a boring level. And at 12 with another tie, Club Step 3.29. I thought Club Step would be like top 3, to be honest. It's the first demon. It has pretty good decoration. It has a good song. It has good difficulty. I would say it's a very enjoyable level. I loved playing through this and beating the level. So I'm surprised that it came out at only number 12 with an average of 3.29. The next one is Clutter Funk with coming at a 3.35 average, coming in at 11th. Clutter Funk is one of those levels where it's fun, but it's just inconsistent with the difficulty throughout the level. Some parts are just way more unreliable and inconsistent compared to the other parts. So I'm actually quite surprised this near the top 10. Coming in at number 10 is Blast Processing, 3.41. I quite enjoy this level. It introduces the wave, the most liked game mode out of any other game mode. And, I think it introduces it in a great way. It also introduces dual wave in the same level, which is honestly quite surprising that Rob Top decided to do that because I don't understand why would you introduce the dual of something once you just introduced the normal version of it. But, I mean, I think it works out really well in the level. It has pretty good music, and I guess that's why it's in the top 10. Coming in at number 9 is Hexagon Force with 3.47. I personally do not enjoy this level because the dual parts are inconsistent. But, I mean, once you learn, it's not too bad of a level. I quite like the music. It has pretty good theme. And overall, I'm not surprised it came in at number 9. I know a lot of people like the music and the flow of the level. So coming in at number 8 is Electro Dynamics. comes in at a 3.53. This is probably the hardest insane level out of all the Rob Top levels. It is honestly pretty tight. It has some very tight ship parts, and overall, it's honestly just a difficult level for being insane. This definitely took me the longest to beat out of any other insane level. Coming in at number 7 is considered to be the hardest level in all the Rob Top levels, Deadlocked. Coming in at a 3.59. This one, it has very poor transitions in a lot of parts, but overall, I think it's a good way to finish the player's journey. Most people, I would say, probably beat it as their last level, and it's honestly pretty fun. The coins aren't too hard, actually, but overall, it's just a pretty fun level, just a little inconsistent with those transitions. Coming in at number 6 is Back on Track, with a 3.6 rating. This is where the levels are actually starting to get really liked by almost everybody in the community. I'm surprised this went up this high, but I do like this level. It introduces trying to trick the player. You have to memorize some of the parts. Now, it's not really memorization, but it's introducing the idea of it. And it's also the second level that came out, so I'm still surprised that came up this high. Coming in at number 5, we are reaching the top 5. It is Theory of Everything with an average of 3.6, tying with Back on Track. So 5 and 6 are really interswitchable. So Theory of Everything, the very start of it is just you just spam. That's really the only way to put it. So it's not that hard of a level in the end, because once you get past the spam part, it's pretty simple ship. It introduces UFO. UFO is a hard game mode, and yeah, came in the top 5. Finger Dash comes out at a 3.65, the very last level added to Geometry Dash since the 2.1 update. Came in at an average of 3.65, and it also tied with 2 other ones. So the top 4 are really interchangeable. But Finger Dash has very good decoration. It's the most decorative level out of all the other Rob Top levels. It introduces the spider. Not a big fan of the spider. It's a little bit weird, but it's not the worst game mode. And overall, I think it has a very good theme. The coins are fun to get, and it's just a good level. Number 3, with another 3.65, is Electro Man Adventures. Personally, this is my favorite level. I know it's not everybody's favorite, but I really love the decoration in this level, and it's just a very fun level, except for the mini cube parts. But I mean, no level is really perfect on this list. Yeah, I think it comes in at a fair top 3 spot. Number 2 is Jumper with another 3.65. Now, this one surprises me because this is the first harder level in Geometry Dash, and I'm very surprised. It doesn't have much decoration. It's a very early level. I'm surprised any of the early levels are in the top 10. And yeah, this is just, honestly, it's not the worst level. It's a pretty fun level to play through. It has good music, pretty fun, uplifting, just like the earlier levels. The darker music is in the later levels at the... Now, for the finale, which comes in at number 1, is Theory of Everything 2, with an average of 3.94 rating. This one is a huge shock to me, and I'm sure it's a shock to a lot of you. Theory of Everything 2 isn't a bad level. I don't think any of these levels are necessarily bad. Some of them just are inconsistent. This one especially, 80% ship is annoying. It has a couple annoying parts. So I'm actually very surprised at why it's at 3.94. But honestly, I think it's an agreed fact that the music in this level is just really good, to be honest with you. So I guess for the average player, that's why it's at number 1. Still a little bit confused on that, but it's honestly very interesting to see the top levels in Geometry Dash. And I think that this is a good way of looking back on how people view the old levels and how they view the newer ones. And even though this game hasn't updated since 2016, these levels, I'm sure, are still loved by the community. And it's a very good way to see what the community likes. And maybe Rob Top can see this level, and maybe they could take this into consideration. Maybe make something like Theory of Everything 2 with the music, or something like Finger Dash with the decoration. I think that the 2.2 level will be pretty good. I don't think it'll be number 1, but I guess we'll have to see when it comes out. But that is the list, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great day.